Okay, winding. This is what we're looking at. We're going to be winding just this first pole. It's going to go from slot 1 to slot 7. And we need to do 3 turns. Then we're going to jump over to slot 2 to slot 8. What I do here is I put marker sticks down here. These 3 slots will not be used on the first pole. So the first pole is going to cover these 3 slots, these 3 slots. The second pole will start these 3 slots, go over to these 3 slots, and all the way around. You got to make sure you go into the same direction for every phase. So this is what we got. We're starting this. We got our 8 wires in hand. This is going to be A phase, A start. We're going to lay it in the first slot. Just slide it right in there. And we got all our wire wound up here in a coil, so we can just feed it off of here. Feed it right through, go to slot 7. Come back around to slot 1. Kind of just get your coils where you want them sticking out here. Grab some more wire here.
How tall are you, Private? Sir, 5'9", sir! 5'9"? I didn't know they stacked shit that high. You trying to squeeze an inch in on me somewhere, huh? Sir, no, sir! Bullshit, it looks to me like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress. I think...
Now we have 3 in this slot. We got 1, 2, 3. That's 24 wires in that slot.
written on my forehead?
Then I like to take a slot stick just to kind of hold everything in place. But it's not done because it's going to be a dual layer. It's going to get another phase laying in there. I use a little stick here. Just push wires in the slot. See, we only got 2 in slot 7. So this will be the 3rd one. I can take a slot stick, feed it in there to hold it in there. Just kind of neaten up the coils. Look at the other end. Now we're going to do the, since we got 3 in this slot and 3 in this slot, we're going to jump her over to slot 2. We're going to go 2 to 8. So that's the first time in the second slot. There's the first time in slot 8. Second time in slot 2. Second time in slot 8. Third time in slot 2. Put a stick in just to keep it in there. Neaten up these coils. This will be the third time in slot 8. I like to get a stick in there to hold it. And then we put a stick in there, we know we're done with it. Now, I'm going to jump over the first pole, jumping over to slot 3. And slot 3's got to go around. There's push them down, it'll kind of keep them there. We're going to slot 9. It's 2 and 3. It's 2 and 9. Slot 3 has got 3 in it. 3 turns. Get a stick in there to hold it. Kind of neaten up the coils. Look at both ends. Now slot 9. Slot 9's got 3 in it. Now we're going to turn it. We're always going to go around this way. I do. You got to make sure all your phases keep laying in the same direction. Okay. For the second pole, see these little arrows? Start, finish. Terminology, motor terminology, start, start, finish, finish. So we're finishing here. We need to, on the second pole, we need to finish here. So you always loop over, and it's pretty hard to make a mistake because you would never loop from slot 9 to slot 10 or anywhere on the poles. All the poles always loop and come back. So you can see the finish of phase 1. It ends. That's the finish. Start. So this is a start, a finish. So we're going to jump over here to slot 18 and start doing. It's kind of working backwards a little bit, but not really. But see, that's why we get our little separator sticks in here, because we know this is going to be the second pole, these 3 and these 3. We've got our 3 in here for 24 wires. Now, we got our 18 to 12, okay. Now we need to do our little jump over here into slot 17. There's 3 turns in slot 17. Stick in there. We're going to do our jumper over. We're going to be going to slot 16 to 10. You got to make sure you don't ever get behind your paper. Right in here, get a wire behind the paper. Actually, if you get a wire behind the paper, the slot stick will not go in when you're going to put a slot stick in. And that is 2 poles in there. There's a north and a south pole right there. That's what switches 60 cycles per second. That's your poles. Now, of course, on this one here, since we ended in here, a finish, that's a start. Now we're jumping over to the next open slot for 19, 20, 21 slots, 25, 26 slots, 27 slots. I'm just putting that to hold it there for now, because we need a little break and probably do another video here. You might be asking yourself, this is just the first phase. That's the first phase. Where does the second phase start? Well, actually, I do the phases, phase A, phase C, phase B. So phase C is going to start 7, 8, 9, which gets it 60 degrees. And once you do that one, actually phase C will end on these 3 slots. That would be the start of phase B, 13, 14, and 15, and go all the way around. Once you start laying the next phase, these little sticks here are going to be coil separators. They just slide in. They're just a light paper, Before you lay your next phase, you put a coil separator in there. I usually take my little plastic stick, tuck it down there, it kind of tucks all the wires down there.